The smear campaign is one of the narcissist's most delightful experiences. While you often are in the love bombing stage or at some other period in your rapport with the narcissist that is giving you what you believe is security, but it's a false sense of stability. Your head is in the clouds. You're occupied with other things, whatever the scenario. Your guard is somewhat down, not focused on the creature. The creature, who's already sized you up, is executing the plot they had against you the moment that it determined you were a highly empathic person, that you were a starseed, that you were a light-filled being. The creature set out on a path to ensure the perception of you to anyone and anyone connected to those anyones that give the creature supply at any level. Whether it's a primary source of supply, secondary, tertiary source, the NPD ensures that the highly empathic person, you, will never be able to tarnish the image that these NPC brainwashed idiots have of the demon. So, the creature ensures that they have planted seeds about you. Okay, some of which are exaggerated, most of which are untrue, all of which are a projection of the narcissist's own behavior toward you that they may have already executed or are going to execute because they know, right? The demon knows how it is. It knows its own nature. It knows its behavior. And it knows that you will tolerate things to a point. The demon also knows that at some point, this rapport relationship you have with it will end, whether it be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, or decades. At some point, you're going to wise up because you're God-filled. And the creature wants to ensure that when you do not accidentally or purposefully ruin its IV. Okay? That is the way that it goes. Now, because the NPD is a sadist by nature, although it doesn't actually have feelings as you know them, because in order to have feelings, you have to have empathy, etc., it experiences heightened senses within their own body, right? Heightened senses of emotion, if you will. Even though it's not feelings, it's a shift within, glee, excitement. And the creature gets that internal glee when they see someone, and especially a highly empathic person, suffering at their hands. It gives them a sense of accomplishment. It's a form of Napoleon syndrome. That's when an entity is quite small and feels inadequate or is inadequate, and so does things in order to be perceived as powerful. This is the way that the narcissism within the narcissist validates itself. It's like winning a card game or, a board game or playing in sports, and, you're winning, right? Like that feeling, that experience, those flecks of that emotion is what the NPD creature experiences when they are smearing you. And it's like a slam dunk when they know they've successfully penetrated their plan. They have to do this. It's a part of the narcissistic makeup. They must smear. They must discredit. They must make you out to be the bad guy so that when they ultimately ghost you, belittle you, abuse you in all the various ways that they do, that your cries, your explaining and highlighting their behaviors will fall on deaf ears, and they will be seen as the victor. They will be seen as insightful. Essentially, the maggot is mirroring yet again because they are projecting the behaviors that they give. The NPD projects its behaviors onto you and self-projects your behaviors onto them. Listen, the shit is diabolical. It is deep. It is real. And it happens in all areas of life. Every single area. You name the relationship type, NPD is at the fore. Okay? Listen, you need to get the NPDs out of your life. All of them. That is your goal. As many content creators say, specifically the ones who are on ascension, those are my favorites, right? The ones who really know, okay? They will all say that once you understand the underpins of psychopathy, narcissism, evil, put whatever label you want on it, you will then develop an ability like an X-Men to the point that you have to manage yourself to it, because you will be able to pick up on toxic people before they even show toxic behaviors. You will see that shit from a mile away. It'll be like radar, right? And how you know you're highly empathic and not an egomaniac who's an arrogant prick is that you typically are not going to pull the trigger, move away from, etc., until you have proof or validation of your hypothesis, right? You're not looking for narcissism in people. You understand that it's there, you tuck it away in your back pocket, you move through life. But what will begin to happen is that in everyday exchanges, interactions, and such, your energy strengthens. Your light energy strengthens, and so does the dark energy. And there's a contrast when you come in contact with the dark energies. Okay? Some have developed their clairs to a point where they can visually see the dark entities. Others will audibly hear conversations, statements, and some will just intuitively know through their claircognizance and their clairvoyance that they are dealing with a toxic individual. However, most highly empathic people will still reserve judgment and will file it away will keep it to themselves and will play a wait and see game. And of course, because it will happen, once the confirmation behavior happens, it will happen because the narcissist can't help themselves. The narcissism controls that entity, right? So they're going to do something. And once they do it, then you cut the cord and you move on. You keep it going, keep it moving. Okay? As you do your shadow work and you grow into your relationship with the Most High God, you will develop all of your senses. Or rather, better stated, your other senses will be developed. It's part of the pruning process. We'll keep talking about how that looks over time. Do your shadow work.